Tariffs are a hot topic of conversation these days, and the story's changing day to day, especially with the negotiations going on with the Trump administration, with the tariffs just being negotiated with China and the UK, and of course, like I said, changing day to day. So, I had the great opportunity of going on live with Carrie from NTD News talking about the tariffs, how it could directly impact you. And I wanted to share my live hit with you because I thought that it might be some really valuable information from a consumer perspective, something that you guys can actually take action on today. But before we start, I want to remind you to like and subscribe to this video so you can see more videos like this and keep up with what's going on in the automotive world.
A 25% tariff on imported cars and parts is now in effect, part of President Trump's effort to cut U.S. dependence on foreign supply chains and bring back manufacturing jobs. The new tariff covers key components like engines, transmissions, and electrical systems used in cars and light trucks. Joining us to discuss it all is Paul Fix, automotive journalist and car coach with Car Coach Reports. Good to see you this morning. Thanks for joining. Lots of the car companies are ramping up production in the U.S., but that's going to take a lot of time. So what opportunities are there for car buyers in the market presently?
Sure. So a lot of vehicles that are sitting on lots right now do not have the 25% tariff applied to them. So this is really good news if you're looking to buy a new car right now. So the new cars that are coming in to the ports and eventually being delivered to dealership lots, they're probably way in the back. You're probably not going to see those cars that actually have that additional, well, it's not always 25%. So usually between a couple percent and high 20s because it has to do with the number of components and where they are produced and whether or not the Trump administration has already made a deal with certain countries. So the tariff is variable, but if you're looking for a vehicle right now, there's still a supply of, in some cases, over a year's worth of certain vehicles, and in other cases for really popular models, maybe only a couple of months. But you really shouldn't have to worry about the tariffs affecting the current cost of the actual buying the car right now. So if you need a new one, now's a great time to go and buy before the price hike.
And let's talk about that, Paul. Do you expect prices to increase in 90 days, 120 days, or do you expect the manufacturers to eat that to try to stay competitive against their own competitors within the industry?
Some manufacturers are saying that they are eating some of those costs. Others are saying that the increase isn't going to be that big. For instance, if you're looking to buy a Porsche, all of them are produced in Europe, and the increase is going to be about 6 to 7%, and they are marking that up as a delivery cost fee. And if you're looking to buy a Porsche, you're already spending a lot of money. Maybe it's not affecting your purchase decision that much. Then you look at companies like Mercedes-Benz, and they're saying that the tariffs won't be affecting their customers at all. They're going to eat the entirety of the tariff. And they're also moving production of one of their unnamed SUVs right now, they're not saying which one, to the Tuscaloosa, Alabama plant that they already have here. And so you're starting to see that while some companies are able to absorb some of these costs, others are saying, let's just move production so that by the time 2027 rolls around, in most cases, it's going to take a couple of years for these things to get rolling. Then you're going to actually see a reduction in some prices. But for the meantime, you're going to see an increase.
And my producer's showing some sweet footage of Chevys and Fords and Jeeps. So on that, even though it's an American car, it's assembled in America, a lot of the parts are coming from overseas. So you're talking about Porsches and some other German cars. What about American cars as well as the Japanese and the Korean cars? Should we expect increases across the board?
For a lot of vehicles, yes. And there's some vehicles that are produced for the big three that are in Canada and Mexico. Tesla produces almost all of their product here. They may not see a price increase, though we don't have any news on that specifically. And you can even count them as one of the big 3 or 4 now, seeing as Stellantis is based out of Belgium. But on Stellantis's note, they are reopening their Belvidere, Illinois plant. And so that could actually see a reduction in some costs for these vehicles that they make for Dodge, Chrysler, Ram. It just depends on what they're going to move there. There's a lot of things up in the air right now as companies are planning multi-billion-dollar moves here. From the Korea side of things, Hyundai is investing $20 billion and a $5.8 billion steel plant that they're going to build in Louisiana. So there's a lot of money moving around here as they're trying to avoid the tariffs. And a lot of them are actually saying, a lot of the executives are coming out and saying that the tariffs are not the reason that they're doing this, that it's for economic reasons or that they're trying to build local because it's less expensive to ship cars. But I feel like it's more so a combination of things, and the tariffs definitely have something to do with it.
Yeah, the straw that breaks the camel's back. Now, you'd mentioned the plant that Stellantis is putting into Illinois. Detroit, of course, known as the car capital of America. Though what we're starting to see is investment in non-purple or blue states. It seems like a lot of the new plants will go into red states. Is that because of their pro-business climate on taxes, or am I reading that wrong? Is that not what's happening?
So that's actually an interesting point because this has been happening for a long time. Toyota and Nissan are probably the biggest examples here because they came from California and they moved to Nissan moved to Tennessee and Toyota moved to Texas, and they said it was because of the pro-business climate. And there's companies like Porsche, they're based out of Atlanta. So as for the manufacturing, I think they go for wherever the climate's best for them, wherever they might get an incentive from the state that they could potentially build in. I'm sure they have a lot of quotes out there, Illinois being a blue state, of course. And I think that they're just looking for whatever's going to give them the best edge, because at the end of the day, they're trying to make as much money for their product as possible. And I'm not sure they're worried about politics at all.
Sure, and we just saw Mercedes is going to put their plant in Alabama, so I do think that economics plays a part, as you said. Now, and certainly not politics, just getting down to efficiencies. Now, I want to get your, as we finish up, your take on what's going to happen with Mexico and Canada as it relates to supply chains for automotive.
Sure. Well, there's already a lot of production going on in Canada and in Mexico for a lot of vehicles, both domestic and foreign. And there seems to be a carve out for USMCA. And we're not really sure what that's going to look like just yet. It seems to be still in the negotiating process. A couple of weeks ago, the story was different than it was a couple of days ago. And so I don't want to say anything before it's really solidified here. Essentially, you are going to see a price increase at the dealership, potentially coming in the next 6 months or so, and it could last up to a year or two before prices come back down.
We appreciate your analysis this morning. Paul Fix, thanks for joining.
Thanks so much.
If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and check out our car review channel, Car Smarts. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee, and if you want even more content, check out the links in the description. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.